What's up, Turbo Speedsters? It's the king of speed training. Welcome back to the series, How to Sprint Faster, utilizing my sprinter speed formula and the Team Turbo Speed training methodology. We're on part number 2, and we're going to focus on improving your maximum acceleration. Let's go. All right, Turbo Speedsters. So we're in part number 2. We're going to be focusing on improving your maximum acceleration development. In part 1, we talked about developing your sprinter speed reservoir. So if you don't know what that is, go check out part number 1, A through D series videos. And in this video, we're going to be talking about acceleration control training from 0 to 60 meters. You're going to focus on acceleration power part 1 and acceleration power part 2. Acceleration power 1 is from 0 to 30 meters. What specifically is that? Power training in the acceleration phase is actually going to teach you control from 0 to 30 meters. A lot of times you'll see sprinters are struggling to maintain or build up their speed throughout their acceleration zones. And this power training number 1 will teach the athlete and teach the sprinter how to control their stride rate, their stride frequency, their directional force application from 0 to 30 meters. You're going to accomplish this essentially through short power starts. And the other type of workout you're going to utilize is short hills. So what are short power starts? This can be 2-point starts or 3-point starts that is going to be range in intensity of 95% of your fastest speed or 100% of your fastest speed. And you're simply going to sprint through the duration of that 0 to 30 meters. So whatever you want to set up, if it's going to be 10 meters, 15, 20, or 30 meters, it's a full out sprint from a 2-point or a 3-point start through that range of meters. Short hills is the same concept. You can start in a 2-point or a 3-point start on the hill, running and sprinting at a high intensity through that set prescribed range of 0 through 30 meters. What does this do? This trains the athlete to become more powerful on the back end, to work on their triple extension and their directional force application, especially with the short hills. What you don't want to do is load up the athlete, however, with a bunch of reps at this max intensity speeds. Remember, the speed formula and my training methodology is centered around quality over quantity. So you don't want to be banging out a bunch of reps at high speed. That's going to destroy your central nervous system. So you want to keep the quality very, very high. So we're talking anywhere from 2 through 5 reps. And then you want to keep the rest high quality. So max rest anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes, or depending on the intensity and how many reps you have out, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes for maximum rest for sprinters who are doing acceleration power number 1, working from 0 to 30 meters. Moving into acceleration power number 2, this is going to be your 30 to 60 meters. This is going to teach control from that 30 meters to 60 meters when you transition from your acceleration phase into your max velocity phase, and then eventually pushing on to your deceleration phase, where you're going to maintain all that speed that you built up and maintain your stride consistency and applying the force in the correct direction down the track so that you can hit new PRs. How do you accomplish acceleration power number 2? There's 2 different workouts that we utilize to do that. We have power starts, and then we have 3-point starts for hill sprints at the same concept of quality over quantity. And these are the best examples that I can say that we're going to use. You're going to do 2 by 3 by 30 meter 3-point hill starts. This is going to improve that push on the back end and getting the position into the correct angles to accelerate effectively and efficiently. The next type of workout you're going to do is 2 by 3 by 30 plus 30. What does that mean? You're going to do 2 sets of 3, accelerate the 30 meters, transition from backside mechanics, maximum acceleration, into frontside mechanics, maximum velocity, and hold that speed from 30 meters plus 30, which equals 60 meters. This is going to be the biggest, most powerful workouts that you can do to improve your maximum acceleration development as you push into maximum velocity and deceleration management phase of your 100 meter and 200 meters and even 400 meter dashes. The training goals of this is you really want to focus on absolute strength training at 80 through 90% of your 1 rep max if you're in the weight room. You want to have advanced force production training, essentially weighted bilateral and unilateral plyometrics, and combine that with French contrast training or complex training. And then you always want to finish up or incorporate advanced directional force training. You're going to use weighted horizontal focused plyometrics unilaterally or bilaterally. You want to focus on unilateral and bilateral because sprinting is a series of explosive leaps and bounds. Very rarely are we always going to be on the same foot, except for when we're in the block clearance phase, when you're pushing off after the sound of the gun into your block clearance phase, right? So you want to train unilaterally with both leg plyometrics, such as bunny hops or ankle pops. And then you want to train unilaterally, right? Or sorry, bilaterally, 1 foot at a time. Bounds, speed bounds, explosive bounds for height, explosive bounds for distance. And that's how you're going to improve your maximum acceleration development under this part 2 training series that we got going on, and how to utilize that for my sprinter speed formula and the Team Turbo Speed training methodology.